Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. I appreciate everyone watching my videos, though I'm like butter. The 80% of you that aren't subscribed to the 20% of you that are subscribed, I appreciate you watching the videos and taking the time to watch those ads. I know it's painful, but I appreciate it 100%. But it doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, folks. But unpaid for promotion, Starck's Performance and Maintenance. Any of your performance needs, any of your maintenance needs, if you're in the Essex area, Baltimore, Essex, Fort Meade area, or even further, ship your car to them if you have to. But again, any performance, any maintenance, hit up Starck's Performance and Maintenance. Second one, EFI Specialties. Again, performance needs and any of your tuning needs, though Starck's Performance does have a tuner as well. But EFI Specialties for all your tuning and performance needs in the Fredericksburg, Virginia area. Or if you want to ship your car to them too, you can ship your car to them as well. Great folks, man. Dave's been awesome with Shake and Bake. Y'all know the deal. Mac's been awesome with Shake and Bake. Y'all know the deal. EFI Specialties, hit them up. And the last one down here at the bottom, Clinton Machine Shop. So any of your engine machine shop needs, hit those guys up. Whether you're balancing your stuff, you need a short block put together, you need a long block put together, you need stuff bored out, you need your stuffs honed, you need your heads decked or your block decked. Whatever your machining needs, Clinton Machine Shop can help y'all out. So give them a call in Clinton, Maryland. All right, enough of the promotion stuff. Let's get into this video. All right, folks, so y'all saw that thumbnail. Question is the V8 and larger V engines, V10, V12, are those big honking V8 Hemis, V8 Coyotes, V8 or LTs, LSs, are they going away in the future? And that's a great question to debate. And I'm just going to fuel you with some facts. Now, we do have to get into some, I won't say political, but we got to get into discussing the government because they have a big piece of why everyone's going in the direction that they're going. Not only American cars, but foreign cars as well. First, let's talk about where we've been so we can talk about where we're going. You can't talk about the future without talking about the past. So let's talk about the past just for a little bit. It'll give some context into where we're going into the future, or where I think we're going in the future. So back in the 50s, 60s, early 70s, muscle car era, right? Big honking V8s, loud, obnoxious, super fast for the, for those model years. Just big power, fast cars, just having a blast. No worries, especially in the 50s and 60s, no worries in the world. There was no EPA, there was no fuel efficiency mandates, any of that stuff. It was just free reign back then. And all the manufacturers took advantage of it. Be it Plymouth, Dodge, Ford, Chevy, Buick, all of those folks took advantage of that situation, right? Right up until the 70s hit. I'm going to talk 70s writ large, not really specific years on things, but come the 70s, EPA was created. I believe it was actually 1970 that EPA was created, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on these years, but I think it was 1970. EPA was created, and here's the start of the government to begin to put mandates on car manufacturers to start looking at making things more environmentally friendly, more, I don't know if they hit fuel efficiency so much, but we'll get into fuel efficiency here in a minute. Just trying to do a bit better by the environment. And do not get me wrong, I am 100% about conserving the environment. I just think cars are a minute part, even though I will say muscle cars are a minute part of that, comparatively speaking to a lot of other things that are absolutely terrible for the environment that still go on. And I'm not going to get into politics of things of that, but anyway, that's where we're going. EPA started in 1970. That's when they started sticking their nose into the car manufacturing bit. Fast forward a couple years, we start hitting into the gas crisis years, oil crisis years. So I think a lot of you viewers probably weren't around at that time, and some of you viewers that were probably pretty young may not remember that time. But there was a time, there was an oil crisis. OPEC literally quadrupled 4 or 5 times the price of oil on a barrel of oil imported into the United States. That started the oil crisis. From that, just from an economy standpoint, especially foreign cars started going to these smaller, more fuel efficient vehicles. Right, so in comes the Hondas, in comes the Mazdas, in comes the Honda, Mazda, Toyota. Right, they come in with these smaller, more fuel-efficient cars that can also, meet EPA standards to take advantage of take advantage of the oil crisis, right? So they're making cars more fuel efficient, so Americans are going to buy more fuel efficient cars because nobody knew back then how long that oil crisis was going to go on for, and what it was going to look like in the future. So now, you got all these people that have big honking V8s that just get single digit miles to the gallon. Now all of a sudden you're in a fuel crisis where you're sitting in gas lines for an hour to 2 hours, much like electric cars are sitting in waiting to get charged. More on that in a little bit. You sat for however long waiting in a gas line to get gas because there was a shortage. And then not only that, in a lot of places, you were limited on how much you could get in gas. So obviously, people got smarter. Car manufacturers got smarter. Car manufacturers diverted to the market of the time, and they started making smaller, more fuel-efficient cars, which makes sense. But what was nice about the technology that they were building at the time into these smaller, inline 6 V6 4-cylinder cars, the big V8 manufacturers was looking at that and was like, oh, wait a minute. Hey, how can we take that technology and bring it to the V8 to make the V8 more environmentally friendly, more gas mileage friendly? And they did that. So they took a lot of the things like the overhead cams and stuff like that. They started putting it into V8s to take advantage and make them more fuel efficient, make them more environmentally friendly. So that's through the 70s. So now we get into the 80s. And yes, there's still, a number of V8s still around. People were still making them. They weren't the V8s of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They're the V8s of the 80s and 90s, where a lot less horsepower. They were more fuel efficient, and they were having to conform to government rules for the manufacture of these engines. So that's where we've been. Come to the 2000s, right? All of a sudden, V8s are coming back. People are wanting more V8s. Now, none of these mandates went away. So things like the EPA is still around and still forcing regulations onto car manufacturers. You also have in 1973, if I'm not mistaken, came up with the I'll call it the CAFE Act, Corporate Average Fuel Efficiency. Now, this is where the government really got into it and put mandates on car manufacturers to the point where across your product line, your average miles per gallon has to meet a certain standard. So, for example, I'm looking at a chart over here. In 2011, that mandate was 27.8 miles per gallon. So across your product line, your line of cars, not just Mustangs, not just trucks, right? Across your entire product line has to be 27.8 miles per gallon. Fast forward to 2024, 44.3 miles to the gallon. So you can see where the government is consistently putting more and more pressure onto car manufacturers to make things more fuel efficient. Now, arguably, the government forcing this onto the car manufacturers, obviously that boils down to us as the consumers. And, buying a more fuel efficient car, is that going to save you money in the long run? Common sense says yes, right? And that's the whole EPA and CAFE thing is, hey, we're putting more money in Americans' pockets. But you know what? That's not your decision to make. Let us make that decision. Anyway, not going to get in. I'm trying to stay away from that, trying to get out of that. Next year, that jumps from 44.3 to 48.1 miles to the gallon in 2025. And in 2026, it goes to 53.5 miles per gallon. And that's domestically manufactured passenger automobiles. So you can see the government is really putting the kibosh on things. Let's fast forward now to, 2023, 2024, and where all of the manufacturers, be it just muscle cars, be it supercars, be it hypercars, you name some kind of performance vehicle, I'll lump them into a performance vehicle. Let's say that. No matter what manufacturer you look at, Dodge, Tesla, Ford, and Chevy, though they're getting out of the electric game. Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, just getting into the electric game. You look at Lamborghini, hybrid electric. You look at Ferrari, hybrid electric. You look at race cars, for example, Formula One, electric and hybrids. They're all going in this direction, and you can name some of them hypercar companies too, Bugatti, Koenigsegg. Name a performance-oriented car company, and they're going hybrid and they're going electric. And this is part of the reason why is the governments are stepping in and forcing car manufacturers into building more fuel-efficient vehicles. So be it, you'd neck that down to some kind of 6-cylinder, some kind of 4-cylinder. 8 cylinders are slowly but surely getting pushed out of the market. Now, is that fair? I don't think so. Because again, I get it. There's millions of V8s out there, right? But comparatively speaking, I think it's just a niche market. Comparatively speaking to how many Honda Accords are out there. How many Toyota Camrys are out there? How many, right? Name a fuel-efficient car. How many of those cars are out there? Millions. Priuses, Chevy Bolts, even Teslas, though they make more money off of EPA credits than they do selling their cars, but there's a lot of Teslas out there too. So there's lots and lots of other more fuel-efficient cars out there. But like I said, my opinion, I have no facts, but just the muscle car V8 is such a niche out of the car market that, even you get rid of all, say car manufacturers do get rid of all of the V8s and go to, 6s and 4 cylinders. From an environment perspective, I don't think you're gaining a lot. I think you can gain a lot by doing other things to other industries, but again, I'm trying to stay out of that. I'm trying to stay out of the political game. It's hard. It is hard staying out of there because it does have a huge piece of why why manufacturers are going the direction they're going. Fast forward to today again. So yes, CDJR products are getting a lot of pressure, obviously from Stellantis, who is headquartered in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, to go 100% electric. It is. They are. And that's because, playing the devil's advocate here, look at their European market. They are killing it in the European market with electric vehicles. So arguably their thinking is, well, if we're doing this good in the European Union, we should be able to do this good in the American economy. Well, they just don't understand the American economy and the American economy and how we think. But I'm 100% sure that's what their thinking is that, we're making a killing in the EU, we can make a killing in America. Again, that's where the pressure is coming from, and that's what when Stellantis took over, we're not paying for any more EPA credits, and we're not taking any more EPA fines. Only way to do that is to make your line of cars, your line of manufacture, meet 44.3 miles to the gallon, as mandated by the CAFE standards by our government. So do I think the V8's going away? Absolutely, 100%. At this point in time, absolutely 100%, the V8 is eventually going away. I know Ford says they're sticking by it. I know Chevy is, they haven't come out and said anything that I know of, but they seem to be standing by it. But eventually, they're going to get pushed to the point to where something's got to give. Either we take on some of these alternative fuels to make V8s more environmentally friendly. They won't necessarily make them miles per gallon friendly, but they can make them EPA friendly from an environment perspective. Or you come up with some technology that you can finagle the V8 to make it more fuel efficient and make it more environmentally friendly. But the way the world is going at this point, I think the V8, V10, and V12s already, Lamborghini, they're not making any more V12s. They're not making any more V10s. I think they're going all hybrid. So unless something drastically changes, the V8's a dying. The big American honking V8 is a dying breed. That's my thoughts, folks. That's kind of where I'm coming from. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Future's not bright for us muscle car folks. Not at this time. That could change, but not at this time. That's going to be it for this one, folks. If you're stopping in for the first time, please check out the rest of the channel. If you like what's going on with the rest of the channel, do them few things. Like, subscribe, smash the bell, shoot me a comment, share it on your social media. I'll definitely appreciate it. Shake and Bake will definitely appreciate it because every red penny from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake. That is it for this one, folks. Till next time. Adios. Going to get pushed to the point to where something's got to give. Either we take on some of these alternative fuels to make V8s more environmentally friendly. They won't necessarily make them miles per gallon friendly, but they can make them EPA friendly from an environment perspective. Or you come up with some technology that you can finagle the V8 to make it more fuel efficient and make it more environmentally friendly. But the way the world is going at this point, I think the V8, V10, and V12s already, Lamborghini, they're not making any more V12s. They're not making any more V10s. I think they're going all hybrid. So unless something drastically changes in the way things are going, the V8's a dying. The V8, the big American honking V8, is a dying breed. That's my thoughts, folks. That's kind of where I'm coming from. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And yeah, future's not bright for us muscle car folks. Not at this time. That could change, but not at this time. That's going to be it for this one, folks. If you're stopping in for the first time, please check out the rest of the channel. If you like what's going on with the rest of the channel, do them few things. Like, subscribe, smash the bell, shoot me a comment, share it on your social media. I'll definitely appreciate it. Shake and Bake will definitely appreciate it, because every red penny from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake. That is it for this one, folks. Till next time. Adios.